took so long. It took so long. It took so long to do this. Why? The Safari app. I I said I wasn't gonna do this. Oh, someone liked your comment. Okay. Yeah, me and Doug, Pastor Perry, I should say, from Fellowship of the Martyrs, we made up. So it's been about a year, and I thought, you know what? After reading the Bible and looking at looking at the information as to what exactly happened between him and some woman named Candy, when I found out about all that stuff a year ago, I had a lot of bitterness that was just building up, inside kind of thing, even though it was kind of one of those weird court case, kangaroo court kind of case things. His story versus her story, you don't really know what's going on. There was no evidence proving that he did anything or if that she wasn't just lying. Don't know what happened, so I'm just going to let it go. So I sent him a long message while I was hanging out at work at my security job. Hold on. Online stopwatch. There you go, because we're going to do an hour on here. Bam. You see that? Now it's recording. All right. Now the show has officially started. Welcome, you guys, to Death Church Radio, okay? Death Church Radio podcast and the Sean C. Stuckey Show here on Facebook and on YouTube. If you see this over here, I was actually going to be making a podcast today where I wanted to talk about what's her name. See that new episode just uploaded? See on the TV? It's Milk Haley show, Peterson, with today's special guest, which I really want to see. I really want to be able to sit down and watch this because her guest for her 9th episode, I didn't even know she had a podcast. It just seeps with nepotism. It drives me. It's like, okay, let me put it like this. It's like the equivalent of me going to do taxes because my dad is a tax consultant supervisor, okay? I just get the job of the company and I'm making just as much money as him, but they're like, oh, are you good at doing taxes? Are you trained in it? Maybe from H&R Block or I don't know, wherever it is you learn, Liberty Tax. Did you go there to learn how to do taxes? Well, sort of, not really. Do you have a degree in doing this? No. But, you can go ahead and just give me the 500 caseload. Milk Haley just drives me nuts when she opens up for her, those episodes that you actually have on my phone here, those episodes of the Jordan B. Peterson podcast. And then she's talking about, I tried to listen to the one about where he did a psychological breakdown about the story from Genesis of, almost said Sodom and Gomorrah. I tried to listen to that episode. You have to fast forward through that. Her voice is just, it's not annoying. It's just the fact that, well, I've been through a lot of pain and I broke my ankle 50 times. So therefore, everybody's got to sit and listen to me and think I'm just as insightful as my dad. Well, you're not your dad. You're not. You're never going to be your dad. You need to go to college for 12 years and then you might become your dad. It just seeps. It's just like this rush, this flow of nepotism. And when the show started and she introduced with the whole little, classical piano beat, a classically cool beat, it just drives me nuts because she says, so with this one, my father, he talks about Sodom and Gomorrah. Kind of sounds like those two characters from the movie, Avengers, the whole thing with Thanos in it. And I almost just took my cell phone. I was walking around the neighborhood. I almost just took the earbuds out and just a quarterback or something. I don't know. I just want to throw that cell phone, just start stepping on it. I got so angry with that. It's so, oh, there's a timer right there. I don't need that. Anyways, I was so annoyed by that. It's just a podcast today, folks. It's a podcast. So I want to know what's going on in Dr. Peterson's life. I don't understand why she's dressed scantily clad either on this. It's just, I want to, what's going on with your dad? Okay. I've watched how many episodes and watched, whatever. Every single one of his lectures, it was 220 videos at the time of all these psychology lectures, the maps of meaning things. He talked about the Gulag Archipelago. There were so many things I've listened to. It took me about a year maybe a year and a month or so. Oh my God. That scared me. Hold on. You see here on the show, the cat wants to go outside. So, Presley's complaining. He's been wrapping his tail around his leg lately. I know I'm going to have to take him into the bed. Everybody, why don't you come say hi for the show? Come on, it's the Dead Church Radio podcast. Why don't you come say hi? Now, what do you mean out? It scared the crap out of me. You guys ever hear that joke of when you ask a priest, how do you make it holy? And he says you boil the hell out of it. Well, he just boiled the hell out of me by scaring me. Okay, I'm going to edit that part out. That was dumb. So, all right, say hi, buddy. Anyways. Yeah, buddy, you can't go outside now. Anyways. So, she said, aren't those like characters from that, from the movie with Thanos or something? The Avengers of Endgame or something? Just Sodom and Gomorrah, just characters in that. Okay, number one, I hate those films. I think anything with a superhero in it is ridiculous. I understand why people like it, though. Wow, that's weird on my covered cat hair on half the side of my jacket. Anyways, let's go back to the first thing. The first thing is that me and Doug buried the hatchet, okay? I made like maybe 3 or 4 different exposed videos. I made a couple tracks with my friends that I'm not proud of, some skits to just try to work through the problem of like the rising of bitterness, but there technically was no evidence that he did anything wrong. Plus, I was reading the Bible at work. Oh, wait, I have it in my car. I was going to show you guys. I got the NIV Bible. Anyways, so I was reading the Bible at work. I read through the entire book of Deuteronomy in one sitting. And because at work, I have to work 9.5-hour shifts 3 days a week. Actually, just got a thing says someone liked your comment there with the new Love Stream video. Because Doug responded to that and said, hey, look, I forgive you too. Like, because I asked for his forgiveness because there was bitterness that's built up into my heart where Jesus says, look, you're not supposed to be doing that. Also, here's another thing. I'm wearing a jacket for today's video. Okay. I'm wearing a jacket because I just don't feel comfortable just wearing my regular clothes. And I know it's 110 degrees in Phoenix right now. It's July 30th. Oh, cat sneezed. It's June 30th. And I know I'm not supposed to be wearing my leather jacket. I'm supposed to hardly just be wearing clothes. Like, I understand that, guys. Like, I get it. But the thing is that I just don't feel comfortable unless I'm wearing my leather jacket when I make these videos. I feel like I'm the most me, I guess. I don't know. That sounded stupid. Anyways, so we just buried the hatchet. Give me a second. I'm going to let the cat out. But then I'm going to have to let it back in. So we buried the hatchet, okay? Said that like 3 times already. Here, go. Get out of here. There's nothing to look at back there anyways. So I basically sent in an apology and stated that when I was reading out of the book of Deuteronomy, it says in that book that there's a thing called a 7-year wiping of the slate. It's like the wiping of debt, right? I believe it's in Deuteronomy chapter 10, where it talks about after 7 years of whatever this debt is. I mean, it's not just talking about money. I think it's also like referring to like a heart issue of like technically with forgiveness, you're always supposed to. Oh no, is that a wasp? Oh, it's a fly. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Okay. A bumblebee broke in here and I thought a light bulb broke. Okay. I was coming in to watch my show. This had been over a month ago at this point. I think it was like a month and a half ago. And a bumblebee had come through that door right there and it got stuck in the window. And I thought it sounded like an electric surge that was coming. Like, when you tighten a bulb into a socket and breaks sometimes and electricity comes out. That's what I thought was happening here in the kitchen. Then I came in and it was a huge, I thought it was a tarantula wasp. It ended up being a bumblebee. I just sprayed it with Windex until it died. So anyways, felt bad about that because then my fiance explained to me that they don't have stingers and that, it just goes and it rolls around in the flour to get all the pollen. Anyways, so I basically told him it was just dumb of me and stupid of me to make these exposed videos. I mean, the first video that I made, Doug's Labyrinth, I technically didn't, I don't know. I tried to look at both sides of the story, being that I got very upset at the time at the fact that someone made this accusation about him. I mean, I just read an accusation literally before I turned on this camera to make this Christian-y episode about the guy from Mythbusters. Supposedly, allegedly, he raped his sister when he was a kid or something. I don't know, man. I mean, it's like, what do you do with that? I don't know. I've already deleted Facebook off of my phone. Like on here, I don't even use Facebook anymore. I come on the computer and I look stuff up because I'm getting way too many messages, again, from people all around the world, especially from like Kenya and Nairobi. What's another place? Pakistan, that's a big one. India, different places in India. Not Mumbai, though. Just asking for money. Like they want something from you. Like if you accept a friend request, one of these guys thought I was a woman, and I'm getting a lot of messages on here saying, hello, good morning, dear. How are you, dear? I'm a guy, okay? The name says Sean on the profile with my picture in it, but they think I'm a woman. It's like these people are just, it's just there's way too many simps and soy boys on the internet right now. I mean, dude, if you're getting pumped about playing the new Call of Duty game and you're over 30 years old, don't you think it's getting a little bit pathetic at this point? Even getting amped about being over 30, screaming while playing NBA 2K, like on the new PS5. Like, maybe it's time for you guys to grow up, maybe. Okay? I mean, I've been watching a whole lot of videos from that one channel, Chronicles of Judah, about, a lot of women being promiscuous if they bow their knee to the altar of Pan. It's called Pan worship, or Baal. He calls it Baal. I call it Baal, B-A-A-L. It's Baal's name comes up in a bunch of different verses in the Old Testament, like a bunch of times. I mean, Christ does talk. He doesn't say Baal worshipers or Asherah. That was like another one, or an Asher. But he does talk about that. He talks about pagans. This is the book of Matthew. He talks about, don't even the pagans do that? Don't they even bless and greet their friends instead of the enemies? I mean, pagan is just like a broad term, basically. But, Pan and Baal, I found out that the guy that has the horns that plays the flute, and he's like half, not a minotaur. It's like half man with horns from the waist up, and then down, it's like he has hooves, and it's kind of like goat legs. I don't know what that's called. Not an imp, but it's not a hobgoblin either. Okay. All right, brain stop. But anyways, so it was so that's, I'm thinking that's Pan, or I mean, I could be wrong about that, but that's where the term pederast comes from. Okay, and I apologize for the language on here, but he is the god of pedophilia, from what I found out. I don't know if exactly this is true or not. This is just from videos that I've been watching lately on the subject. So, I mean, it kind of makes, if you think about it, it makes sense. Like, I have with my new job as a security guard, I have a lot of time to sit and think about things. I'm usually on my phone just playing my fighting games. I've been playing chess lately. I've been completely crushing it. I've been crushing it in 30-second chess. I've played probably like 15 games and won 12 or 13 of them within the last couple of days. I prayed to God that he would give me the ability to get really good at chess because I'm compensating for the fact that I want to really actually fight. I want to be in the UFC. God said no to that. So especially said no to pro wrestling. That one still sticks. He just wants me to do what I'm doing right now for you guys. Being a fiance, about to get married soon. Okay. Being a pastor here on this channel. But I got inspired by watching what's his name's videos where he at the trombone. I don't know what this place was called. It starts with a T. Bill Burgess did this today in the form of his Monday morning podcast, where he basically just performed in front of an air conditioner. So I thought, you know what? I haven't done any episodes of the Death Church radio show where I just sit in front of the camera, and I had to figure this thing out, which is completely ridiculous because, sorry guys, I pulled my back yesterday. That's why I'm moving around a lot. I pulled my back when I was doing burpees at work. I mean, dude, I was almost falling asleep at one point. You got to do something. I'm not unarmed. I'm unarmed at work. So I can't just pull out I'm just supposed to observe and report, but no one ever, I mean, we did have our first attempted break-in last week, which was, something different, something nice. But, because it just gets boring when it's just me there sitting there for like 9.5 hours, sometimes 7.5 hours. My thing is like the time sheet that they gave me is all like broken up into different places. But anyways, what I'm trying to say here is I have a lot of time to think as a security guard nowadays. Like my fiance told me the other day, because I felt bad about not being in the medical field. Oh, I'm not busting my head open and spilling just sweat, blood, and tears at work like I was doing at the surgery center. I know, Tony, you're going to watch this too. He's going to be telling me, oh, you just been sitting down all day like what you were doing, like what you're doing at your job now. That's not true. I was working really hard, okay? Not completely, but, working hard for the most part, most of the hours of the day. And I was just getting this thought in the back of my id thinking, okay, well, if I'm not just busting myself stupid, then am I really serving God kind of thing? Am I really, am I working for the betterment of humanity kind of thing? Even though I don't really care about that much. Like if you really think about it. I mean, if I really think about it, I don't care about the betterment of humans. I mean, even Jesus said in Matthew 8, they're all evil. Like there was no one who was good but him. So I understand. I get it though. I understand. There's a lot of guys. I mean, once we get to the half-hour mark here, I'm going to tell you guys about the 10 charities that you should donate your money to. One of them being on here, the first one I actually have a story about, being that one of my friends actually worked with this company, and the story's pretty messed up. But so anyways, here's the thing. Pan worship, don't be about it. And I was reading about or listening to the videos about this guy, the Chronicles of Judah, saying that all women are agents of chaos if they are not Christian. If they are not saved, they are completely dictated by their emotions. Most things in life are a game to them, especially relationships. They will use their bodies to get to different places, like in companies, like if they want to become a lawyer or if they want to become a singer or something, they're going to secretly sleep their way to the top kind of thing. I don't necessarily believe all of this stuff. I just find it interesting, and he has like a compelling voice kind of thing. I'm going to take this off. It's getting hot in here. It's just 70. It's probably 78 degrees in here. I don't need this. Get that out of here. All right. I don't need it. Okay. So I'm not saying that I necessarily think that those things are correct or not. I'm just saying, I mean, here's the thing. If you are not saved, especially, okay, let's just say this from like a woman's perspective. If the woman is not saved, it is most likely, statistically possible, that she is an agent of chaos by just, kind of using, like in a narcissistic way, using whatever to run after an emotion or like an emotional high or something like that. I mean, so like basically the guy was saying that most women are just unstable and they can't be stable unless Christ is in their life or the man. Well, the air conditioner came back on. That really hurt when I turned to look at the air conditioner there. Okay. So anyways, the woman is just, she needs help from a proper, good man to be center in her life. Like a man who is centered. He has all of his ducks lined up in order. He's working to his best potential in God, whatever calling or wherever he is that God put him in whatever job. Let's just say mine for being a security guard. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a doctor or something crazy like an architect. It doesn't have to be something where it makes like millions of dollars or like $300,000-$400,000 a year. It doesn't have to be something ridiculous. It's just to the full potential of that man. And then the woman is more likely to be stabilized mentally. So, which makes a lot of sense because I do honestly believe when thinking about it at work, you know what? America is kind of like Babylon, because when I was reading through the book of Deuteronomy, God, okay, the Father, the master of our universe, blesses his people, the Israelites, by giving them. Oh, that's disgusting. Where are we at? 20 minutes? Okay, 10 more minutes. So we just should be blessed by your kid's not going to die in childbirth. You don't have to worry about the woman dying in childbirth. He basically only gave like 3 blessings. You're going to have a job where you can make enough money to live. And then I forgot what the 3rd blessing was. Basically, God was saying that these basic things, like you're going to have shoes and clothes to wear. That was the blessings of Deuteronomy, like in the Torah. It's the last book of the Torah. So then when you think about America right now, everything's like super, it's just, it's like Las Vegas. It's just there to enrage the senses. Like a lot of things with nowadays, like, well, we're not having a good time unless we're going out, going drinking at these fancy restaurants, going and hanging out and blowing a bunch of money at like whatever states, not stadium, not nowadays, because it's 2020. This God is just pissed. God is very upset with us, ladies and gentlemen. Is that glare on the screen there from the window? Anyway, I'll just put it like that. Anyways, so with the whole COVID thing, and now the swine flu is coming, apparently, from what I was reading on that Breaking 911 account on the Twitter, that now there's a possibility that there could be a new epidemic when we're dealing with this epidemic. And who knows, even if this is an epidemic, because the numbers are just so flawed and all over the place. I'm an atheist when it comes to COVID. I don't want to believe in it. Wearing the masks in public, and now in Arizona, it's mandatory to where you have to wear the mask in order to just do anything. It is just ridiculous. Scientists don't know what this is. No one's telling us what this is. It's just a bunch of misinformation. Nobody is taking responsibility. It's just them forcing their leftist, ideologies on the rest of us. Like, we're just like, I saw the thing yesterday with Governor Ducey, and someone was asking, well, how come you didn't place a state of emergency when you knew that like 4 states already did that? It's like, dude, shut up. Like, shut up. Number one, no one cares about your opinion. Nobody. Especially if you're like a left-leaning person. Unless you're like Slavoj Žižek, then I'll listen. But I wouldn't even listen to the Dalai Lama. Like, I'm not going to, like, if you want Joe Biden to be president, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm sorry. I'm just being completely brutally honest. I know this is a Christian show, so I'm sorry, because that was kind of Freudian slip there. Anyways, so here's the point here, is that, like, we're just, we're Babylon, basically. We're the new Babylon. So I believe the old Babylon was, it was a place called Babylon in the Bible. And then, technically Egypt, if you really like look into it, was the first Babylon, because they were the first like super civilization that we know of. I mean, it's been debatable. Like, if you watch Ancient Aliens, that Atlantis was the first super civilization in the book of Genesis. I mean, you can even go back to, if you like look at Plato's teachings, where he was like these manuscripts that he was drawing in there, where he drew in the place of like land, where there's been a lot of debris found, where supposedly there was land on top of the water. That supposedly was Atlantis. Okay, that could have been the first super civilization. We don't know. Scientists are wrong about everything anyways. It's just like that thing like Neil deGrasse Tyson said. It's ridiculous. Like, Neil deGrasse Tyson put out that thing on Twitter, like some video that I watched a couple months ago, saying that, like, well, science is always going to trump religion, because you can't even, like, he was saying you can't say that scientists are wrong, because even though that they are wrong, we're like we're conducting ourselves with these hypotheses, and these experimentations that we're doing. So it's kind of like a pyramid where, okay, it's all wrong down here, but slowly we are getting to what the answer is for all questions. And it's like, okay, technically I can see how that's correct in a way, but like, come on. You weren't supposed to eat eggs. Okay, it's like it's a joke that my brother said on stage once. Because my younger brother's a stand-up comedian. He said a joke that, most scientists agree that God doesn't exist. God, the Trinity, the Holy Spirit, God the Father, Jesus, they don't exist. But they can't come to just a consecutive opinion altogether on what you're supposed to eat for breakfast. Like, come on, guys. Eggs were poisonous to you right now, so we're eating poison. And now, from what my dad's doctor told him, 5 years ago, oh no, you're supposed to be eating 2 eggs and 2 slices of bacon, like every day with a cup of water, and then you take your Centrum medicine or whatever. No, you're supposed to be doing that. It's like, dude, it's like, here's the thing: the people, when it comes to scientists, they don't really know what they're talking about. They're a bunch of idiots, like Dr. Fauci. Like, a lot of these people were paid off too to say certain things. Like, if you really look into it, did really 500,000 people die of COVID within the last 3 months? No. They died of different, whatever pre-existing condition that they had. And then it says like, oh, you died of liver disease, but you had COVID in your system. So, I'm going to write on here COVID, like, really look into these things. Okay. I'm a bit of a conspiracy kind of guy. You look at the $1 bill. It's got, the pyramid. Everyone's doing this in Hollywood. Bale the owl. Just saw it in the movie that my fiance played yesterday. They had the owl in the background in the movie, and it was hinting on homosexual relations with 2 of the main characters. Like, come on. If you really look, most things. If you guys read that book, Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung, most things are symbolic. Even that witch, E.A. Coding, said that when he was hanging out with one of his homeless friends, when he said, oh, I'm a witch of the streets or whatever, like Diogenes or whatever his name is. I'm a witch of the streets. Like, whatever you see on this billboard sign, I can use that. Since that has 5 stars in the inside of a circle, I can use that for my spell practice out in the street where I'm doing on top of a garbage can. And then a raccoon's walking in with a baby. I don't know, guys. Look, most scientists are idiots. I'm just going to say it. Most people that run your schools, the school system, especially the liberal school system in every university, it's all part of the cathedral. It's all wickedness. It's like none of this. Like, if you really think about it, like that woman Linda Rose, like she was talking about, like that I saw on Twitter that she was basically scorned for having a baby while she was at like Harvard or something, or Yale, Oxford. It was like some kind of, and they're all like this. This is just all these people that are being pumped with all this information of this liberal agenda and whatnot are being they were built up in the universities. Now they're being pumped into society. And I personally worked, I'm not going to say his name, obviously, but I worked with a surgeon who came out of one of those schools, and he was doing those sex replacement surgeries. I forgot what it was called. Basically, I was helping move patients after them having surgeries where they were having breast implants, but they were men. Having sex reassignment surgery, that's what it's called. I couldn't think of it. So stop. That's not anyone who tries to tell you any of that. Listen to them, but no, they're wrong. No matter what they tell you, it's just forget it. Like, you cannot. You're not going to submit to something like that. I mean, Dr. What's his name just talked about on his show yesterday when I was doing chores. I was trying to do chores, but my back was killing me. Dr. James White was saying, like, he played a clip of this guy who he's a pastor, runs a church in L.A., Los Angeles of all places. And you just got to know that over Jesus's door, it says on his door that all are welcome. So if you're white or you're black or if you are a transgender man or you're a transgender identify sex, that Jesus loves you, you're his perfect creation. And it's like, did this guy even read the Bible? Because none of that. It's one man, one woman. That's it. Okay, well, no, that's not it. But you got to do your own research. All right. What does it say? 30 minutes? Okay, so I'm going to read to you guys from the top charities that you guys should donate to. And I'm now on, what is this, Chrome? So now I got to pull up the Safari because Safari's a joke and Chrome's a joke. Just the technology is just a joke. Like, it's a laughing joke in general. Farouk sent me a message. Well, where's Bradshaw at? Anyways, Farouk from Africa sent me a message. I ain't looking at that. Please, sir, please, can I have money? Please, I need money, please. I have an orphanage with 50 kids. Here's 500 pictures. Money, please. Oh, God, those people. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Anyways, so these are the, whoa. No, don't follow that. No, why is the American Red Cross on here? No. Do not give them any money. Okay, hold on. Okay, I need legit charities, not garbage ones. Okay, here we go. Most consecutive 4-star ratings. There we go. Kids Alive International. Okay. You want to donate to the charities that are spending the least amount on themselves. If you give to the American Red Cross or the Susan B. Komen Foundation for Cancer Research, you're just lining the pockets of the CEOs and the people that are around those two people. I think it's two women that run those companies. So anyways, Kids Alive International, donate to them. United Way of Central Alabama, Institute for Justice. What was the one? RAIN? That's a good one. What was the one I did? It was like the United Methodist Church, something that feeds that. They're trying to stop world hunger, and I saw that they had a 4-star thing on here. Sorry, the cat's now meowing. Give me a second. See, I knew this was going to happen if I let him out. Oh, he's so spoiled. Come on, buddy. Come on, I'm doing a show. Let's go. Come on. Come on. If you could move slower, that would be awesome. Oh, okay, anyways. Those cancer research centers and the, what is that? The, that other one with that one country singer in the commercials, don't donate to that one either. My father found out that one's pretty wicked also. Something with the veterans, I forgot. Robin Hood Foundation, Needs Inc. Also donate to, what's another good company? The Salvation Army and also the International Gospel Rescue Mission. The Gospel Rescue Mission, there you go. PAWS, Chicago, PAWS. Energy Outreach, Colorado. American Kidney Fund. International Women's Law Center. I don't know about that one. Like the Southern Poverty Law Center. I saw that in that the documentary I watched last week. It's called Last Week. Okay, I'm going to drink some more of my nasty cold coffee. Ugh, so gross. I'm on a military diet right now. Surprisingly, I have a lot of energy. International Relief Team. So go ahead and donate to those. All right. It's okay. Now let's go ahead and minimize that. Okay, now we're back. Okay, now I can see myself. So look, that's. I'm going to tell you about the first one. Okay, that was Doctors with Borders or Doctors for Borders. I'm not going to name her name, but I am friends with a nurse. Presley, can you stop? Please stop. Stop meowing. I'm doing a show. Calm down. Let me get him his treat. Anyways, my friend worked with one of those doctors, and she had a story that was pretty enthralling of a kid, or no, it was a woman, trying to climb over the border where the Nogales border is at to come here into the country. And she fell off the fence. Keep in mind, she's an illegal immigrant, okay? She fell off the fence, and then when she actually busted her head open when she hit the ground. So the Border Patrol came, and she was one of the nurses that was assisting the surgeon. And basically, this person got a surgery that had to have been for the type of surgery that she said this had to have been at least more than $30,000, at least. So probably more than that, actually. But she basically got brain surgery, and then they had to put pieces of her skull back together. And what happened was that once she healed, that Mexican woman got deported back to Mexico without a charge for the surgery. And I thought to myself, wow, that's not good, because there's a lot of people here that live in America who have birthright. They are American citizens that cannot get free brain surgery. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying that, like, there's a lot of situations with, the Hispanic people. There's even people from like Hong Kong for some reason coming over here. And there's a lot of Africans coming over here that are sitting in these, bunk prison-like areas with the Hispanics that are basically the people that are trying to jump over the fence and stuff like that, trying to crawl through those tunnels, that are being treated very harshly, and then they're actually getting charged for whatever the reason is. Or if they get over here, they get charged, bam, 11-year prison sentence. And then they stay here in an American prison, which doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you not just deport them back to Mexico, then you put them in prison? So I don't know. But anyways, there are so many people here dying of cancer that have birthright. They're American citizens in this land of America that's ours. I'm talking about everyone who has birthright. Even the people that have green cards that came over here legally, they are the equivalent of having birthright, in my opinion. And they have to pay for these surgeries, okay? You can sign up for these, the companies to help you out. I'm just saying here that she got free brain surgery. It's like, that's so crazy. That's so wild to me. I'm not saying it's wicked. I'm just saying it's not fair for, because there's a lot of people that are people of God that live in America that have died because they couldn't get surgery. I mean, the things in the hospitals right now, I'm friends with one of my fiance's friends, who's my friend too now, in my new crew since I moved to Phoenix, that she is an RN nurse. And that there are so many bays that are taken up with people that have those ventilators sticked down their throats where they can't. And then you're hearing things of hospitals that are empty. It's like, you can't trust the mainstream media for nothing. Don't. You trust Jesus and reading your Bible and going to a really good church. Like me and my fiance attend the church with Dr. James White and Jeff Durbin and Pastor Luke. So we attend the Apologia Church. So you need to attend a good church. We still need to do this relationship, marital counseling thing. We need to join or make a Bible study for when I'm not at work, because I only have Tuesdays off and like another day off. Anyways, let's get to the reads here. All right. So if you guys, for the last time I did this, I did advice through advice columns that I found online. So we're going to do that for the rest of the show. And I'm running out of energy. My mouth feels like someone stuck cotton balls in it. Why did I not get water before I started this? All right, we're at 37-minute mark. So, all right, let's go ahead and look at some of these for the advice forms, because one of the things the thing I want to do with my life is become a clinical psychologist, just like this man right here. Dan, please watch that podcast number 9. I mean, I personally find her really annoying, but if you guys want to know what's going on with Dr. P, I mean, I'm a huge fan of his. I've already learned everything that I can learn, but anyways. So here's the thing. Okay, so we're going to read the first one here. Is this still recording? No one's in the chat to tell me if this is still on or not. Oh, it's on. Okay, never mind. All right, it is on. Never mind. So let's go back. Okay. First question. My town has about 30,000 people in it with 10,000 in the county. I don't understand that. There's 16 active COVID cases right now, supposedly. I just went to the store without a mask because I didn't have one, and I can't stop freaking out. I don't want to die. Okay, I'm going to censor this. What if I caught it? I'm so scared. I don't want to die. I mean, usually I do want to die. I do want to. Okay, let's be respectful, Sean. Come on. But not like that. On my own terms, preferably. Okay. I'm not going to read the rest of this. So, anyways, uh, this is what I would call a. Okay. Remember when Jordan Peterson told people, okay, especially he's talking to men here. Actually, it says 40 minutes on this one. Mine's off by 2 minutes. Anyways, remember when he said that you're nothing but walking potential? So it's completely true. Okay. When I see a man complaining about something like this, like, well, I just don't want to die like this. I'm freaking out because everyone has masks on. Okay. Number one, sir, you're brainwashed. Number two, stop watching porn. Okay. You need, like, let's take, let's just take this from me. You need to grow up. That's number one. You need to grow up, quit watching porn, stop masturbating all the time. Like, you need to start praying for a godly girlfriend, like what I did. And then if you're not in college, go. If you don't have a job, you need to start applying like what I used to do when my fiance told me, hey, you need to get your stuff together and don't just make one application out because you're never going to find a job. You need to sit there and do it for at least an hour a day. So you know what I did? I said, you know what? I'm not going to be some bum and just say, oh, well, I'm just going to live off my girlfriend's money and stuff after I ran out of the stimulus check. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit in that room with this thing. I put my pizzas and my food on. Oh, they're actually in the room already. I'm going to sit on this computer. I started this stopwatch and I did 4 hours a day. I applied to like 20, 25 jobs just consecutively, nonstop. Craigslist, Monster, Indeed, whatever I could find. And I finally became a security guard. Oh, I thought someone just walked in. Anyways, I'm very paranoid, which I guess would be the perfect thing to be if you're a security guard because you're supposed to be observant. So, okay, anyways, another dumb joke. Okay, stop, son. Anyways, you need to grow up and like, well, I want to die like this instead of like this. You don't choose that. God chooses that. It's called the silver cord. And God chooses how you're going to die and how much time you have. That's why life is so precious, okay? Especially, you're just going to be, and I don't understand this other part either. Well, if I read some suicide note last week online about like, well, I'm just taking the pain out. Like I have so much pain in me and I'm dealing with this, which I'm not saying that this person didn't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, well, I want to go to a place where there's no pain, then they kill themselves. Okay. I think it was a woman who did like some Instagram model or something that killed herself that I read about. Here's the thing. You're actually increasing your pain by like 1,000-fold. That's if you're not saved, you're going to the pit of chains and darkness, awaiting for the day of judgment. That's what's going to happen. That sounds messed up for me to say, and it sounds insensitive, but that's just the truth. You're separating yourself from Christ when you kill yourself without having faith. You're taking out the pain that you were in, and now your pain is like going to be all the way up here because you're going to be burning in fire with Satan and the death itself, the coffin, and the Pope of the Catholic Church. So, unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. So you might as well just stay alive and try to figure it out. I would say that for me personally, that what I did when I was in a situation that was just so ridiculous to the point where I felt like, dude, maybe suicide is an option. I prayed. I took 5 minutes of my day and I sat and I prayed that God would change things. It says in the book of Matthew, he already knows what you have in your heart. He already knows what you need. So just pray and keep asking, like you tugging at the top of your dad's shirt, please, can I have a cookie kind of thing. You're just saying, pay attention to me. I need something. That's what that means. Don't be stupid. Like, it's just like guys like that just annoy me. It's like, can you grow up? There's a guy named Jocko Willink, Extreme Discipleship. No, it's Extreme Ownership. Pick up the book and read it. And then quit being a simp. Try not to cuss here. Anyways, all right, next one for advice. What food should I be eating / diet should I have for energy and cognition? I'm tired of feeling tired all the time. What can I do for energy? Okay. Excuse me, I'm sorry. All right, this is what I would suggest. I'm actually on a diet right now. It's the military diet, but This ain't going to help you. It's going to make you super tired. It's going to make you even more tired. Here is what Pastor Sean would suggest here with this. If you want to stop being tired all the time, there's I forgot what it's called. It's not neurons. It's there's this thing, not serotonin. Brain, can you give me the right answer? Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting tired here. I'm feeling sleepy. Anyway, so there's this thing in your brain that releases what you need, like if the caffeine is flowing through your body, then it might work, it might not work. It's kind of like you have to keep pushing it up. Like instead of having one shot of espresso in your coffee, you got to get to 2 and 3, 4. And then like when I'm doing at work, which is a really bad idea, it's probably contributing to my back and kidney pain, is I'm drinking now 3 energy drinks a week. You're only supposed to drink like 1 a month. And then I'm drinking like a thing that's a thermos this big of coffee. Then you got to go to Death Wish coffee. Here's the thing to stop yourself from that. You need to restart your brain. And what I mean by that is you have to not cut off cold turkey. Hold on, I'm getting caught mouth. Oh, that is awful. Okay. So don't cut things off cold turkey. And I'm talking about caffeine sources. What you're going to do is this week, you're going to start cleaning up your diet to just eating things you're supposed to be eating. You're not supposed to be doing the munching meal at Jack in the Box or Wendy's or whatever every day of the week. I work with guys who do that. And the guy, every time I see him, he's always like slurring his words. Like it looks like he'd been sleeping or whatever. But so this week, okay, instead of 3 shots of espresso, I'm going to do 2 with my coffee. If I go wherever the coffee roasters place, I'm going to do 2. And then the week after that for week 2, I'm just going to do 2 shots, then 1 shot. And then if I'm drinking like 5 Monsters a day or I'm chugging 3 Bangs a day, cut it down to 2 a day and then keep going until your system gets reset. Because you're technically supposed to be reset by sleeping, not caffeine with, I'm drinking black coffee because it's a part of my diet. You can't have cream or sugar or anything. It's just, you can have like 2 or I think it's 3. Yeah, you can have 3 cups of black coffee a day, like large cups, because it's part of the diet. But that's what I would suggest if you want to reset to get your energy back. How a human is supposed to get energy is through praying for God to bless you with energy. Okay, the Holy Spirit contributes to that. Sleep is the biggest one. You're supposed to get 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep a night, uninterrupted, and then you're supposed to go to the gym for an hour a day. Or some people, if you watch the Hodge Twin videos, they're going to tell you 4 days a week. It just depends. So that's how you're supposed to get energy. Start weaning yourself off. Don't go cold turkey, or you're going to have what I have and messed up heart rhythms. Just slowly go down, and then for like a week, no caffeine. Just try to get the best sleep that you possibly can get, and then go to and then start going to force yourself to go to the gym. You're gonna have to force yourself to discipline yourself to do things. Okay, a lot of millennials and people in 2020 don't want to understand that. You need discipline. Okay, again, go get on NoFap. I've been doing that for like 4 months now. Not saying you're going to mess up. Obviously, we all have sin in us. That's going to happen. But don't just say, "Oh, I messed up, so I'm just going to completely screw my life up again." And whatever. It's just how I am. Like, no, quit making excuses. All right, next one. And then we got 11 minutes left. I get a new. Oh no, get messages. Okay. How do you guys answer this question? It always leaves me stumped and feeling awkward. It's an icebreaker question people use to figure out what kind of person you are. So what sort of things should I say to make a good impression? Let's see. Okay, I have no game, first off. Okay, what did I do? To get my fiance, what did I? Okay, well, I prayed. It's not necessarily because I've used a bunch of icebreakers, things I read online, things my friends and my crew told me. I even got this from guys that like Bible studies and stuff. Like, what should I, throughout the years, what should I use? It really doesn't, like, icebreakers, I found out actually doesn't really work from my personal experience. Um, because I use some pretty crazy icebreakers, even some that I like thought up or like manipulated to make it more sound like, oh, I'm super interesting to the woman. And I would get messages here and there, really, from like what Match.com and Pop, whatever it is, saying like, oh, you've piqued my interest. Like, oh, that was a good one, sir. Like things like that. But then like nothing would manifest. Like we wouldn't go on a date or anything. Or we would go on a date and then okay. I don't think the first impression thing necessarily, you need to pray that God aligns you with the right person. You're not going to know that, but you can pray that. You're not going to know it when you see the person. I knew, well, it happened with me because I knew that on the second date that my fiance was good. I knew on the first date, but the second date when she came back from New Mexico, I knew that this was going to work because she was dressed kind of like Raven, the wrestler. And she had long black hair at the time. She still has long black hair, but now she changes her hair color all the time. She had like one of those things like in her hair, like show you like this. It was like that, where she had a hair covering one side of her face so I could just see one eye. And she got out of her car and she had like a Wu-Tang shirt on. And she said, I'm sorry for being late. She was late to the date. And the first thing that happened was my hair just looks gross. Anyways, like, I'm sorry, this just, it bugs me. But so what happened was that when she said that, when I looked at her, the song from the movie Top Gun played in my head. Take My Breath Away. So, and then I was just like, oh, like my heart, because I thought she was like, wow, she looks really beautiful. She's very pretty. And the thing with me, when I was praying for like, this had to have been going on 3 months, almost every day, I would just take a time on my last break at work back when I was working in the medical field. And I sat there for like a minute to 5 minutes. The time always varied. I didn't go past like 5 minutes. Sometimes I would only pray for like 30 seconds. But I prayed for like 3 months straight. God, just please bless me with a Christian, godly woman this time, because the last woman I went out with, we hit it off, but she wasn't saved. She didn't take care of herself. She came off as I thought she was really funny, but she was immature. I didn't see a future. Like the woman before that, wasn't saved. Best friend was a gay man. I thought like it was a picture of him dressed as a lamp. And I thought like, oh no, not again. Not again. And she's a single mom too. It's like, no, I don't want to be a stepdad. So even if you have a good icebreaker and she thinks you're interesting, you need to be able to run away from this woman if she shows too many red flags, because you need to have self-respect at the same time. Here's 3 red flags. You break them. I don't care how I feel. We're done. You got to get out of here. You need to leave now. It starts with you as a man taking responsibility for yourself. Okay? Just like, you guys ever watched that movie Scott Pilgrim versus the World? That's when he was fighting that dude from Bored to Death. He pulled the purple sword out of his chest. He gained Sword of Self-Respect. It's like that. It says that, that Jesus wants you to conduct yourself as the meek. The meek are going to inherit the earth, like on Mount Sinai, when he talked about that in the beginning of the book of Matthew. The meek are warriors, okay? They're defense warriors. They're men of valor, okay? Good character, good. You need to conduct yourself like a man at the same time, Anyways, a good icebreaker, just look up something on Google or Bing. I mean, it really doesn't matter. What matters is that you need to say no if you start seeing she's poisonous or she's chaotic, that you walk off. That's the advice I would give you. I wouldn't say the icebreaker thing. It's just, it's pointless. So, all right, next one here. I don't know if this is going to be the last one. I got 6 minutes left. Trying to quit porn. Don't know what to fap to now. Oh, God. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. I guess I'm not sorry. I don't know. These are genuine problems in the church. So, okay. Here's what helped me to stop watching pornography. You're not going to never stop watch porn. You're not ever going to just stop porn altogether. It's not. I think it's just kind of like, I mean, you could. I'm not saying you can't. It's just, I've read studies that it's like crack. It does the same thing in the head of what crack does. That's why it's such an epidemic in the church, in the world. Like it's all over like porn is just a huge problem all over the place for like all walks of life when it comes to men. Here's what I did. I found that thing on Reddit. It's called the Fapstronaut Forum. And I signed up to do it. And then you're going to say this yourself 1,000 times. I don't want to do this anymore. But then are you going to really stop yourself from doing it? No, you need to have goals. So you need to have a prayer, put that in your prayer list, and then actually set out to do it no matter where you're swaying with your emotions inside. So keep yourself busy. Keep the timer on your thing. Like I had it's on my phone actually. It says day whatever. I got to day 102. So no, 103 actually. And then before that, I got to day like 46. And then before that was like day 37. Like, so you're going to mess up. It's like these things are going to happen of not masturbating, no porn, no sex. Like the thing is, it says in the Bible that you're supposed to be like, oh, I don't know what to masturbate to now. Nothing. The answer is nothing. It says in the Bible of how you're supposed to conduct yourself as a man is you're supposed to be celibate until marriage. Then you can have sex as much as you want, but you're still not supposed to masturbate and you're still not supposed to watch porn. Porn is just a thing like crack. Like it's just, for an addict, it's just going to come up. You're eventually going to break to it because of those dark periods that those guys talk about on those, those YouTube videos. You're going to crack. It's going to happen, but it doesn't mean, oh, well, now I can just do it 4 times a day again. It's fine. No, you need to stand up for yourself. For yourself, stand up for the faith and say, no, I'm not going to do this. There's a book out there you can read. I don't know if it's going to be helpful or not. I mean, I personally found it helpful at the time. It's called Born Again Christian by Mark Driscoll. I would suggest that it's a chat book. I would suggest you guys buy that. I don't know if it's going to stop you from doing it, but it's just because it's truly an addiction. You can't, it's like, it's wrong, but you keep doing it. Like you can't control yourself. Like Satan just has that avenue or whatever. There's another thing that I do on here is I put on those Brother Carlos videos or those routing demon book videos where it plays for like 6, 7, 8 hours. I put it on at night at a low volume. And that actually is about 80% of the time. I've noticed that that's also helpful for me too. So again, you need to grow up. Trying to quit porn, don't know what to masturbate to now. The answer is nothing. It's just stop doing it. Go to that Reddit forum, okay? Go to your church. You need to start praying with guys. Like there's things that you need to put in. Like, I mean, there's apps you can download. There's like a lot you can do here. All right, we're gonna do one more question. I got 3 minutes left. So, okay, next question. Realistically, what would the average prostitute in Amsterdam, RLD, I don't know what that means, do if you provide cigarettes and ask her to burn your wrist while you held her thighs or vagina? Are you even allowed to smoke in the rooms? I don't know. Okay, next question. I don't understand that. What is the question? This is an advice forum. Okay, this is the last one. I've recently turned 18 and never had a relationship with anyone. Fine. What's the problem? How do I find a wife? Okay, here we go. I know it sounds like a dumb question, but what steps should I take? Actually, I've technically already answered that. You need to pray that someone comes into your life, start making relationship accounts, but don't use them to just hook up and have, sex with random women. Don't use it for that. Just start praying to God. God, please bless me with a woman, please. I did it for 3 months and it worked for me. I found the woman I'm supposed to be with. So it doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect. For the most part, it's perfect. You need a woman, because men are so easily swayed nowadays, just like myself. Your emotions are going to sway like this because if you're single. It's like you don't know how to not be in an extreme pole. You need to be in the middle, and that's what a godly woman's going to do for you. If you're feeling super depressed, you don't know what to do with your life, every day just comes like that Nine Inch Nails song, every day is exactly the same. It's because you're at these weird polar opposites. A godly, good woman, along with having a relationship with Christ and reading your Bible daily, that's going to put you more. You're still swaying, but it's not going like this. It's not like it's not like you're doing tricks on, the X Games. It's in the middle. You're still swaying, but it's not as harsh. It's not as hard. Okay. Is that enough? Is that enough time? Yeah, we're at an hour. All right. So thank you guys for watching. I like how I have like 47 subscribers and not one person tuned in to watch this. That's great. Anyways, I'm trying not to be bitter about that, but it still makes me angry. A bit angry. Not angry, but that's also going to put one last thing. This diet, this military diet, like I got it right here on the board. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's only for 3 days because you can drop 13 pounds after 3 days, which it did. It worked on me and I wasn't even fat. I'm kind of fat. I went from 227 to 208 and then I jumped up and now I'm around 214. But now I'm doing the diet again. It's going to drop me like to 200. So I'm hovering around between 210 and 214 for some reason right now. But it's going to drop to 200. For being at 6 foot, you're supposed to be about 190 to 200 pounds, like somewhere around there. That's what the chief nurse told me at my old job. But anyways, so that's going to put things in perspective because instead of you thinking all these existential problems like of solipsism or, nihilism or other like stupid crap, it's just going to put things in perspective for you as to how you're supposed to feel because you go from your thoughts of like, oh, well, I don't know how this is going to work with my job or just having all these crazy thoughts of when am I going to get a girlfriend to when am I going to eat next? It's going to put that in perspective for you when you start starving yourself for fasting. Okay. I'm fasting for the Lord, but I'm also fasting to, my esophagus is just completely screwed up. Anyways, this is Pastor Sean. Thank you guys for watching live Death Church Radio podcast, and also the Sean C. Stuckey Show on Facebook. And as always, God bless and don't be indoctrinated. Okay. Do not be